So where are you going to bring the child back to Monroe? Where are you going to meet?
Your Honor, I would like to have this session adjourned until I can
get... review this, but in the meantime, the child's going to be with Dad. So what do you need, 2 weeks?
The child is not safe with her father, and he also has a no occupancy permit listing on his home. The house is not safe there. I need legal help.
Your Honor, Ms. Johnson, you just lived in that home, did you not?
Yeah, and that's why we left. The city of Taylor has put the order on there on 7/19.
Okay, Mr. Mahdi, is there some, is the minister?
No disrespect to her, right? No disrespect to her, but my boy, are you, matter of fact, I'm not here to judge. This is not what I'm here for, but matter of fact, I'm gonna get off that thought. How you even get that far with her and not know what type of person she was? Like kids and all that, and you ain't know what type of person she was? I doubt that. I feel like you was using something against her to hold it over her, and now she has a reason. Well, technically she doesn't have a reason, but she's using whatever reason she can to keep you away from your kid.
Municipality?
No, the city's coming out for inspection. The house is in fine care. There needs to be a renewal of her certificate of occupancy. It's not a condemned home. Actually, it's in very great shape, more than people live normally, and she lived there for a long time, and she knows that there's no problems with this home. So this is your bed. This is another
bedroom for the child.
Yes, absolutely. There's bedrooms
inside the garage. The bedroom is inside the garage. The child.
Ms. Johnson, you were ordered to return the child at noon today to Mr. Kind. Do you understand that? The only question is where are we going to meet?
Your Honor, because he is currently here in Dearborn, Michigan, she doesn't need to drive to Monroe. If the child's in Westland, they can meet at the Dearborn Heights Police Station, and they can exchange the child at the Dearborn Heights Police Station inside, so this way there's no issues.
And Ms. Johnson, will that work?
I would like to state something for the record.
We can come back in a couple weeks. You can come back with an attorney. But Ms. Johnson, can you meet at the
Dearborn Heights order to get custody is criminal.
Ms. Johnson, is it okay to meet at the Dearborn Heights Police Department today?
I would like to say one thing for the record. A false ex parte order to get custody is criminal, and criminal complaints on the judge who violates the law can also be in place.
Now, you see this, right? Your feelings can have you go search up shit that don't even make sense. You say it to the judge when this is a hearing. This is not a court case. This is a hearing. That's how you don't even understand the difference between it. It's weird that you're trying to say all of this, but this is a hearing. You're not at the point where you can speak these things. You're at the point where we figuring out what's going on with the kids, settle this, and then get back to court and figure out what's actually going on. But you're stuck in your feelings. You are.
Okay, your comments so noted on the record, Ms. Johnson. And where do you want to meet today at noon? Is that okay to meet? It probably makes the most sense to meet at a police station. Ms. Johnson?
I guess wherever Mr. Kind would like to meet, since it's not in the best interest of my child, it's in the best interest of Mr. Kind and what allegations he has made to the courts. I would like to do a test to prove that I'm not. I would like you to please order a hair test so I can prove that there's been no. I would like you to send somebody out to his home to see that it is in the perfect condition that they say that it is in. Your Honor, I have been there. I've been through it. Mr. Kind is a man. He is abused me in front of my child.
That's why we're not going to contact.
Now, I don't know what's going on here. You can say all this stuff, but you still stayed with him. Like, I don't get this. That's the one thing I don't get. Is like, if somebody has been doing that much to you, why stay with them and why even have a kid with them? That's what I don't get. Because me personally, a chick put her hands on me, I'm going to tell her one time, you are not my parent. But maybe it's because I lived the life of a dude and not a chick. But it's just weird. Because one time is enough for me, technically. Like, one time is enough. We're not going to build no love, nothing. None of that. Even if we've been together 10, 15 years, the day you cross the line will be the last time you get to cross the line with me.
We're not going to be contacted. Meet at the police department. Meet at the police department. So we're going to put this over for a couple of weeks. You come back with an attorney, and you're offering to take a test. Ms. Johnson, are you offering to take a test?
How are we to know that he's going to stop putting in the home with my child?
Mr. Ahmad, with whom does Mr. Kind reside?
Nobody.
She said SFX offenders. You know, it'd be wild because if you, like I said, if you knew all of this from the start, why even get this far into a relationship with him? Why? What is the point to get to somebody that much if they're not your actual person and you're gonna turn out to be like this? It's almost like getting into a relationship, know that you see the end and playing the part until the ball drops.
This is the same stuff she said in 23 and 22, and it's not acceptable.
No, that's not true.
Okay, Miss Johnson.
That's not true.
Miss Johnson, are you offering to take it?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, court will order. We're going to put this over for a couple weeks. The court's going to order that Miss Johnson return the child to Mr. Kind today at 12 noon at the Dearborn Heights Police Department. Do you know where that's located, Miss Johnson?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay, so you meet there, and the child will remain with Mr. Kind until we come back. The child has been denied the child since July 15th. Is that correct, Mr. Ahmad?
July 9th, that's
There's
correct.
an active case that
So
is prohibiting me from returning the child to the father.
That's not true. That's completely false.
Yes,
Miss
it is.
Johnson, court's made a
Paperwork
decision.
with
We're going to set this in order. We're going to put a review date in a couple weeks. You need it 2 weeks in which to get the test done, a hair follicle.
Well, I can do it right now, today.
Okay, good. But you need some time. You want to talk with an attorney, correct?
I do need to talk with an attorney, but I do not think that it is in the best interest of the child to be returned to her father while there's that is on the property, and there's numerous drug activities and criminal activities that are going on his property. Mr. Ahmad could say that it's...
Yeah, nah, ma'am. You could say whatever you want. Both of y'all wrong. I just hope y'all know that, because both of y'all don't need to be procreating with each other if this is how y'all gonna act to each other. I'm not one to talk because my first kid's mother, I ate her guts for me, so I should know. But the only difference between me that I've noticed and everybody else is I'm willing to talk, even to people I don't want to talk to. But for her, for some reason, every time it's manipulation, but I personally won't fall for it, and she really hates that. If she ever does watch my videos, I don't think she even know about my channel, and I hope it stay that way because she might try to do some funny shit with the course or something.
Why isn't she working?
She chooses not to work.
Who pays for the children's clothing?
I do.
Who pays for the children's food and other needs?
I do.
Are you involved with the children's doctor's appointments?
Honestly, I don't know what be up with these dudes. Like, I don't know if y'all like in this small ass town, but for some reason y'all find it like the weirdest looking chick. This is another weird looking chick. Like, she look real quirky, not the type that you should, well, I can't say that, but not the type that I see this happening before it happens. That's what I'm saying. Like, I see her, I know she's gonna have this type of attitude, especially with how she moving and shit. No, she's gonna be a problem. But maybe I'm just the only one seeing with my eyes.
Been in the past, we both have been. Or so, she has more frequently, but we both have.
And who normally makes the appointments?
Ashley generally does.
Okay. And then do you both attend them, or is it just kind of who has them, or?
We both have attended them together. She'll go on them by herself as well. She's, as I said, she's not working.
I look like she's trying to force herself to cry. Like, to whoever's watching, why she looking like she trying to force some type of, like, she's doing all this movement with her body and all that, seeming like everything he says irritates her or some type shit. But I don't know. And this is like, how you even get this far with a person like that? Like, what? Your first inclination of going downhill, you gonna go downhill by yourself. But I don't date for kicks. So that's probably what happened here. There was one of those moments where the guy's like, oh, I could settle for her. Not saying that, but yeah, y'all know how people talk. And then he turned out that he can't.
So versus taking time off sometimes, she'll just go ahead and do it.
And have there been any issues recently with the children not attending scheduled appointments?
Yes, with their dentist. I received notice from their dentist that actually had scheduled appointments for both children, Nadia and Carlos, as well as herself and my stepdaughter, and none of the appointments were made. There were no call, no show. There was actually 2 for Ashley herself.
Mr. Maddox, how long have you lived in the current household where you are?
Well, I moved back here after we separated, so around July of last year, but I mean, it's my childhood home, so.
And what's your plan for when this divorce is completed?
So once it's completed, I'm gonna probably want to seek a place of my own, if that makes sense. So I don't want to stay here forever. And yeah, if I may move down to the house once Ashley moves out of it.
And Mr. Maddox, do you know where Ashley Maddox is living right now?
Yeah, she lives at, as stated earlier, a home that's owned by my parents. But she is being evicted out of that home. She lost the first eviction, and she filed an appeal. So it's just going through the appeals process. Been going through that process for approximately a month or so now, I'd say.
Your Honor, I'm going to go ahead and put a proposed, or if I could use a share screen, I have a proposed.
Now, she didn't say nothing in this whole shit, but I'm pretty sure her body language spoke most of it, because what I was reading was somebody that you shouldn't be with. But I don't know you as a person. You could have been. There are some dudes out there that do little weirdo shit to women, and possibly may even have turned this woman into who she is. But I don't know. I don't know. Once you headstrong from the start, you headstrong. All he had to do at that point was just give you everything you want to get everything he wants until this happened.
If I told Mr. Tillman to go to the bank and get those statements, what will it show? Will it show that you haven't used one dime of that money since that $10,000 was placed in that account? Would it show that? Because I'm going to tell you, that's what, if you tell me no, I'm going to not have a retro judgment today, and I'm going to have him to go to his bank to pull. I want to see when that $10,000 went in, and I want to see if you used it. So do you want to prolong the case, or do we want to get it resolved today? What would it show?
It would show there was transaction.
That you used some of that $10,000? That's a long pause. Did you use it or not?
Like I said, I mean, that account was joined, and it was money
now,
that
I asked you, did you use that money? You've told me no. If you tell me no again, and you can't recall that you used a dime of that money, if that's what you're telling me.
My question is, why she get to act oblivious? You could say joint account. Only people who be separating their money when they break up is the one who's been making the money. Like, if we keep it at 100, the one who's been making like full bank is the one who's gonna separate their bread. Because normally women don't put their bread with the man bread. They may give him something. You know, he may get the whole sum, but they don't completely put all their money in a dude's hand. But I mean, I can't have a dog in that fight, but yeah, the only one who really separates is the one who's making the most bread.
Okay. And then I'm going to have Mr. Tillman to go to his bank, and we'll come back and we'll see if you used any of that $10,000. So I'm asking you, do you recall using any of it?
I'll say I used some.
Recollection coming back. So how much you think you used?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So Mr. Tillman, you're asking for 0 on retro. She doesn't recall how much. Any other questions, Ms. Warren?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. This is going to be the order of the court. You both won't like my ruling. I'm accustomed to that. Appeal my decision, and I'll tell you what you can do. I am going to order child support in an amount of $327, medical reimbursement $260, dental $15. There'll be a 0 retroactive child support judgment, and court costs assessed to the gentleman 60 days from today's date. Now, one, I heard you, sir, state about the money's coming out your check and what can be taken and not. The state of Texas can take up to 50%. The rest you have to send in. If you need a modification on those other cases, you can apply and ask for the Attorney General's office to review.
That's just about it, honestly. So he gave her $10,000 in a joint account. She supposedly didn't use it, and then I don't know why y'all do this shit, bro. Man, this will be scaring the shit out of me, but I know I'm too. Well, I can't say I'm too smart for that. This what happens when you fall in love with a dummy. And I'm not even calling him the dummy. I'm calling her the dummy, because what happened? They got videos that show a chick say women will wake up one day 6 months later after they done married you and feel like this is the end. Is this one of those cases? Because if it wasn't, why is you acting like this and saying that I didn't give you money that I did give you? You feel me? And it's just weird to think about, because you ain't even gonna give me the credit of what I did for you, but you're trying to take from me. Okay. Crazy behavior.